what God has said to me to tell you for the vision of First Pilgrim Calvary moving forward. I want to begin by first saying thank you all for affording me the opportunity to be one of the persons that you're considering for this position as pastor. I believe that Paul said well in Ephesians 4 and 1 and Ephesians 4 and 11, where he talks about the office of pastor. A pastor is not a popularity contest. A pastor is not about someone that's looking to get a paycheck. A pastor is a calling. He says that apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers, and pastors are called. It is a vocation. I've been in ministry now for 23 years, and I've held positions from youth pastor, children's church pastor, to associate pastor, and this is a calling. Even when I tried to run away from my calling, God kept bringing me back to my purpose here on earth. I say that because I believe now is the time that God has prepared me for the last 23 years to be in a position as today to be considered as your pastor. I believe that the vision of the church, one, is Jesus the Christ. He is the good shepherd, and the pastor is the under shepherd. What do I mean by that? The vision has to come, the vision of the pastor has to come from God. And the pastor has to carry out that vision from God. We are exercising what has been asked of us to give a vision statement. I will tell you that the vision statement that I'm giving is premature today for the simple fact, as a church body, I have not had an opportunity to meet with the leadership, to meet with the body, to get a sense of the community, to lay out a specific vision for the church. However, God has given me enough information based upon where your church is now to write a vision statement to help you move forward in the upcoming weeks, months, and then if I'm given and afforded the opportunity to become your pastor, I believe that the vision statement will change. Having said that, I believe that the First Calvary Missionary Baptist Church is a church where faith meets you. Say that again. My vision statement for the First Pilgrim Calvary Missionary Baptist Church is a church where faith meets you. The writer of Hebrews states in Hebrews 11 and 1, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The writer further states in verse 6 that without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. I believe that faith is the pillar to build a relationship with God and make disciples. In following Jesus' great commission, we must spread the gospel or the good news of Jesus the Christ, which is the birth, the death, the resurrection, the ascension, and the return of Christ. In order to accomplish this vision, I believe we must first make disciples. How do we do this? We equip them with the Word of God. This will be accomplished through new members orientation, where we will develop shepherds or disciples for Christ. Secondly, we will utilize Christian education to teach foundational biblical principles of faith. The Bible tells us that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I believe that Christian education is one of the pillars that will give you the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding of the Word of God. We get that through Sunday school, through Bible study, and through Christian education. I also believe that once you're a disciple, you are now equipped to spread the gospel. How do we do that in this COVID-19 environment? One, we have to leverage the technology of social media to be able to expand our platforms to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. We can do that through social media using Facebook, YouTube, StreamYard, and the Zoom platforms to teach and also to share the gospel of Jesus the Christ. Next, I believe that we need to reclaim the members of the First Pilgrim Baptist Church. Reclaim those members that are on your church roster but are not active in ministry. How do we do this? We update their telephone numbers, their contact information, their addresses, so that we can send out correspondences of what we're doing here at the First Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church. In addition, we will also utilize fellowship to help spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. I know now during this coronavirus, we are not able to fellowship with each other in the sanctuary. So we, as any other ministry that has been formed, ministries come about based upon the needs of the people. Hence, you have the parking lot ministry. I believe that we can continue to spread the gospel by having small groups, to continue to fellowship in small groups to where we can have conversations about the Bible studies, conversations about the lessons in your specific areas that you live in. I also believe that we should have a exuberant or charismatic worship. The Bible gives us examples in Psalms that talks about the praises of the people. I believe that in an environment like this, that we can expand our praise and worship to where we can utilize the gifts and the talents of the congregation for the glory of God. Now, in order to do this, we have to continue to expand the mission work that this church is already doing. Through the feeding program in your clothing pantry, we can expand that based upon the needs of the people. For example, right now in Lake Charles, those people are in need of toiletry items. An expansion of your missionary program would be to expand and send toiletry items to those persons that have been affected by hurricanes Laura and Sally. In order to accomplish this vision, I need you to be in agreement and in prayer and unified with the common goal of pleasing God, and God will reward you for your labor. In closing, a church where faith meets you. I'll meet you at the church. My prayer is that you will now be in prayer and that God will give you peace in the decision that you will make on next Wednesday or next Saturday. I want to close out now with our closing prayer and benediction.